You know, when the world gets you down and you think you're finally crawling your way back up, it decides to kick you back down again. Yesterday I was saying on my video, I was like, well, if you didn't have a happy Friday or a happy week, it's the weekend, and the weekend's always awesome. So today I woke up, and what did I see? I saw this. So Weiss Schwarz on Facebook is saying that pre-orders for SAO Alicization Vol.2 is coming out, and this little paragraph right here is what happened. Please be informed that the artwork for the SP cards in this product have been modified, and as we know, what that actually means is this. So what we have here, my friends, is another set that is not going to have the voice actor sign cards in them. What we're going to get is a serial number or a non-serial number. So it's going to follow the path of Magia Record Anime. So I want to take a moment here to stand up. I'll show you my shirt that I'm wearing today. My wife gave it to me. And I think this is a fitting moment to use this, because I know in the end that Bushy Road and Weiss Schwarz did not want to do this. I get it. Like, I 100% get it. There could be multiple reasons we're never going to find out about. And we're asking how much they love us, and they go right here. They say, I love you this much. You know what, we tried to give you the set, we tried to give you sign cards, but we couldn't do it. And then we look at them and say that's not very much, and then the hatred spews out all over Facebook. So, and I say hatred because, in all honesty, it's a vocal minority. People are going to give me crap about that, but let's be real, that's a vocal minority. Like, from everything that I've made video-wise, comment-wise, player-base, I know that group of people that are saying that is definitely a vocal minority, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So I myself is super disappointed by what we are seeing here, because I love this anime. I love Alicization. War of the Underworld was pretty fun for me. It was a good watch. So, all the characters I just truly love. My favorite being Lifa, Shinon. So, I mean, this card looks just really, really cool. Like, you could see the sign on this color. I mean, Lifa, it's a little hard to see because of her hair and all that matches up, but it looks really cool, and I would have loved to have it, but we're not going to get it. So that is very disappointing. And when you think about all the sets that have come out that doesn't have signed cards, what you're going to start to notice again is we have Magia Record, we have Kaguya, we have Heaven's Field 2, and now we have Alicization. What does that all mean? What that truly means is these all are from Aniplex. And it could have been anything. Again, we don't know the negotiations because you don't want to burn the bridge. We know Aniplex has so much anime, and it could have been the voice actors that might have had issues with this, like a money thing. It could have been Aniplex. It could have been a whole host of reasons. Or maybe, like in the end, they couldn't get to a number where Bushy Road felt like they could hit a certain profit and deliver the product. So they put out product every month, sometimes 2 times a month, and they need to make money. It's not about satisfying one small group of collectors. It's really about how they can make money, sustain it, and be able to keep on producing more sets in the future. So again, that's hard to hear for some people, but again, this conversation that I'm about to have is really an open and honest one. Try to be devoid of emotion, because when you throw emotion in there, you can't think straight, and that's not what we're looking to do here. So first off the bat, we need to figure out what anime does Aniplex have. So if you'll bear with me for a moment, I'm gonna just I'm gonna hide myself, and we're going to watch this little slideshow. And no. Okay, well, there we are. That was a little sad. There's a lot of anime, and some of this have already come out uh, to English, and some have not. So we're going to be a little bit hurt by this. I am. You know, all those people that wanted Demon Slayer to come out, do you want it to come out now without a sign card? Hold that thought. Think about that one while I continue on my path here. So, what we're going to talk about here is what happens now. Knowing that there is a possibility that you will never see sign cards on some of your favorite anime, what does that really mean in the short term and in the long term? Again, for me personally, we're not going to truly know this until Heaven's Feel comes out, right? So there's a reason why, and I'm going to explain that, is we have another one coming out June 25th. This would be Kaguya, and Kaguya is different from Heaven's Feel and Alicization. The reason for that is this is a really strong set, and it's the first of its anime series. So this does not rely on having an older card. This is it. This set right here, you buy this, you play it, you don't have to go buy other things. It's a strong set, and even though it's missing sign cards, it's going to just be, I would imagine, bought by people that love the anime, that love this game. You know, the people that are going to be upset about it is going to be that small collector sign card group. Okay, so even though this is coming out and it doesn't have sign cards, I don't believe it's something that we can necessarily use as a full example. What we're going to need to do is wait till August, right? Because we know Heaven's Feel is a volume 2. Exactly like what SAO over here is. It's a volume 2. The difference between these two, though, is this one doesn't have serial numbers and this one does. Again, and we basically will need to track the singles market and how it does, because that could basically tell us what's happening. We can watch on the inventory of stores for Heaven's Feel 2 and see how that goes. And then we can also watch the people selling playsets, whether they're going to sell just as many or they're going to ease it back because they're worried that people won't buy it, right? So the reason why they have serial numbers to me is there was some, I guess they're watching the market. As we know, Magia Record Anime had serial numbers. And from what we have seen, there was no number above 10. I didn't see anywhere where there was 10. It was weird because it had 3 digits, but no one actually had an example of 10. What ended up happening with Magia Record Anime is I don't see very many of these for sale. People can tell me that not as many boxes were open, so most likely it's still sitting in a box somewhere. The other reason is the people that actually own these serial numbers, which I know they do because I've seen it, they own these and they're not willing to sell it. Maybe because they like the collector aspect of it. Maybe they're waiting to see how this shakes out because again, the 3 that I see on TCG Player aren't selling. They're there. They're a lot of money, but again, Magia Record wasn't that popular of a set. So there's a couple reasons, but again, we're going to need to wait till Heaven's Feel to find out more. Okay, but again, this is hard to hear, but there is a group of people out there that collect sign cards. And even though they are out there, I don't believe that is the vast majority of people. That is a vocal minority. So what it means in the short term for me anyways is you're going to have people come out there, be really angry on Facebook or wherever they talk about, Discord, wherever. They're going to be upset with it. And again, truly you would be. Why wouldn't you be? I wouldn't want to have a Japanese copy of a sign card when I want an English one. And the English set is here, but for some reason I don't have this sign card available to me. I get it. I truly get it. So they're going to end up buying the Japanese version. They're going to be upset. They say English is dead. I don't know why I'm playing this anymore. To me, it's just all emotion. And again, I get it. If this is your collection and this is your, I wouldn't say life's work, but you poured money into it, I would be upset too. I mean, heck, again, I want Lifa. I wish I could have this version of Lifa in English, but I'm not getting it. Am I going to buy the Japanese version? No. So what does it mean for future sets for collectors? They say they're not going to buy anymore, but, honestly, if there is a set, imagine this happening and Demon Slayer shows up and it comes out with an SP. You're guaranteed that they're going to buy it. If you get, what's another one that I really wanted? Oh, this one hurt. This one hurt a lot. Brass Girl does not dream of a dreaming girl. If this thing came out with no signed cards, that would hurt. That would hurt. But if it did come out, you can guarantee those people that are complaining, they'll buy it. English isn't dead. It's made up of collectors, players, sellers, whatever you want. There's people doing it, right? From my videos that I made about different budgets, I know for 100% fact there are people out there that could care less about shiny cards, shiny sign cards. They don't care because you don't need them to play. There's going to be people that play max rarity that might get upset about this, but even then, there are people that'll play Kaguya max rarity without the signs because you know what? They still love the anime, they still love the art, and they're going to play it. So again, what I have here is a bunch of collectors who are rightfully angry, but at the same time doesn't represent the player base, collector base as a whole. Okay, so I don't see any issue going forward. And from what I've seen so far anyways, it hasn't truly hurt the market. But again, we're still early on it. We're going to find out more as these sets start coming out. For players, what does this mean in the short term? Well, it could be bad. Could be. There's going to be a lot of could be's in the next couple minutes. But this could be bad because, as we know, collectors will either buy singles or they will buy booster boxes. For me personally, I would rather buy booster boxes because I love the thrill of pulling my own card. I know when I took it out of that thing that my hands are clean. It went into a sleeve right away. That I didn't damage it. I don't have to worry about it going through the mail and trying to survive its journey, right? I know for a fact that this is my card and it hasn't been tampered with. It's just that nice feeling of knowing that it's mine. So for players, what does that actually mean? There are going to be some collectors that open up cases that then take those extra cards that they don't want and put them on TCG Player, put them on Facebook, sell them. What does that do? That makes the supply of singles go up, which obviously forces the prices of those single cards down. So if you are a player and you cannot afford a playset, but you're just trying to buy a deck or just some singles that you need, your cards might be more expensive. It just makes sense, right? Less supply, more expensive cards. What does that mean for the sellers? Well, the sellers, it could be multiple things. Um, Again, it's if there is a low supply of cards, guess what? Your box might be worth more from a single standpoint outside of the chase cards, right? Outside of the sign cards, shiny stuff. It might be worth more because people need these cards. If it's going to be less opened, then you can take that card and now it's more valuable. Your double rare just became more valuable because there's less of them available. And it'll be a lot more stable too, as we've seen with Magia Record. Less stuff opened, more stable it is. Felicia went back up in price because people needed it. So, but again, what we're gonna do is we need to watch what Heaven's Feel does. So, when the singles come out, is there a huge supply of them? Not a huge supply of them. Are they going to be worth more? Not. We'll see. So, playset sellers, they're definitely going to be hurt by this because, well, actually, I take it back. They potentially should be hurt by it. So, when we think about Magia Record, we have seen the non-signed cards still go for about the same as the Japanese ones, or even higher. It actually is mind-blowing to me that it does that, but it still does. Does that mean it sells as much? No, I haven't seen a huge amount of sales, but again, if you want the cards, people are making you buy it for those prices. Like, I haven't seen a whole lot of listings for sale, and when I do, they're at the higher prices. They're not on a discount. They're not half off. So, as we know, playset sellers make the majority of their money based off of signed cards, i.e., Bofree. If you go out there and check out Facebook, you'll see that Bofree signed cards, especially the Maple SEC, that thing's going for $800 to $1,200. Right? If you actually follow that thread, it's hilarious because people are trying to do the math on it. I think it's just a hilarious conversation that's how you would even price certain things. But getting back to where we were, I mean, playset people make their money based off of sign cards. And does this bode well for them? Are people still going to buy the playsets? I think so. But it may just mean in the end they're not going to make as much money as they would have had there been signed cards in there. And again, we'll find out for sure. We just have to wait till August, end of August, to find out. So, in the end, I don't honestly think this does anything. Because what this means to me is you're going to have someone walk. Let's just say that these don't sell as much and they're sitting in the store. One of these days, somebody's going to walk in that loves SAO and they're going to look at this box and they're going to buy it. Why are they going to buy it still? Because as time went on, nobody is going to care that there is no signed card in it, right? Again, I go back to myself. I use myself as an example because when I picked up that Haruhi trial deck, I didn't sit there going, oh my god, I'm going to get a signed card. That was my first thought. No. My first thought was, oh my god, I love Haruhi, and there is a card game around it. I want to see the art. I want to own that. I want to just have it for me. And if I can play a game based on it, kill people with Haruhi, I would love that. So, seeing this box here, if I'm just staring at it, like, again, erase your mind of all the stuff about the sign cards, right? And just look at this box, and look at the cards on it. Are you going to tell me, I mean, again, as a sign collector, yeah, you're going to tell me this, but for everybody else that doesn't think about sign cards or hold it up high or don't have the money for them, if you look at this box, like 3 years from now, 10 years from now, if you were to open your closet and this thing was sitting there, would you be really happy about it or really upset about it? And to me, I think you'll get more of those nostalgia happy feelings than angry upset feelings that you're feeling now. So again, I know it's hard to do in the moment, as with many things in life. You know, when we hit a moment where things don't go right or it didn't work out the way you want, it's very hard to put your emotion away. But if we stand back and take a look at what we have here, we have a game that we love, we have characters that we love, an anime that we love, and beautiful looking cards. In the end, that's what it's really about. And you know, when I look at this, I don't have those horrible, angry feelings. I just love it. I actually want to go back and watch the anime, and I'm waiting for the next. When is the next season of this thing coming out? But I can't wait. I feel like it's in the fall. But you know what? Weiss is an awesome game, and again, Bushy Road didn't want to go down this path. They are a company that wants to sell as many cards as they can, but they have to be mindful that they need to turn a profit. So this was the best decision that they could have made for their company. And again, I fully believe they realize that people want to have signed cards. Unfortunately, it's not in the cards. That was not an intended pun. But would you, in the end, going back to a question that I asked before, would you rather have this come out without the signed card or with the signed card? One day, 10 years from now, would you love to have this box sitting in your closet or the card sitting in your closet or not? To me, the answer is yes. Even though I am heartbroken that I am not going to get some of these, it's I rather have it than not. And that's where I'm going to end it, okay? So who knows? Who knows? One day we may get it, we may not. I'm looking through these animes, I'm like, man, there's so many good animes that I would just love to come to Weiss, sign card or no sign card. So, anyways, you all, even though that was a little bit of a disappointing news, it's still Saturday, right? Most of us don't have to work. It's going to be a good day. So, make sure you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.